Okay, I feel like this is probably a dead end. Yeah, missile expansion, so that's okay. But I do really like the Metroid music. And chances are, like, a lot of people who haven't played Metroid like Metroid music. Because Metroid's been very well represented in Smash for a while. Smash Ultimate brought back one of my favourite stages, the Brinstar stage with Kraid in the background. Oh, to be fair, it brought back both of the Melee Brinstar stages. Yeah, it's Brinstar and Brinstar Depths. Which is weird, because Kraid always appears in his own area, Kraid. Okay, and there we go. But yeah, so, one thing Super Smash Bros. Is always great for is introducing people to music from the series. Like, Smash Ultimate is great for just how many music tracks it has. Super Smash Bros. Melee is actually the reason why I ended up being really fond of the Zelda 2 soundtrack. Not overly fond of the game, but I really love the soundtrack thanks to Melee, and Temple is one of my favourite stages. As far as Smash goes, not sure how much you'll be doing with it. I didn't want to jump off that was stupid. Subspace Emissary almost guaranteed from Brawl because, you know, it's a story mode. But it's single player. There we go. I can do Subspace Emissary single player, even though it is co-op. But without like a second person to play, Smash can be really dull. Otherwise, like, just I don't really want to be like, yeah, watch me face a bunch of computers for an extended period. Like, Subspace Emissary has a story at least, which is neat. And I've never actually been through all of the Subspace Emissary. I never spent much time with Brawl, not because I dislike it or anything, just I never spent much time with Brawl. I spent a lot of time with Melee, largely because I was young. It's largely because I was young at the time. I was in high school, and it's like, yeah, I've got all this time and a limited number of games. Let me just keep playing this one game that I really enjoy. And then I've spent a decent amount of time on Smash 4, both on 3DS and Wii U. And then my Switch tells me I've spent over 70 hours on Smash Ultimate now. But like, I think the main reason for that is partly World of Light, but also largely because I've spent a good amount of time playing online with friends and randoms. It's like, you know, having friends to play with online is really great because, you know, not everybody lives close to each other, so it can be really tricky to get friends to come round, especially as you get older. And I never really lived close to my high school friends anyway, so, you know, never really had friends from high school over around my house to play games. So the online accessibility of that is great. Okay, so here's a little trick. You can actually jump into those with the Morph Ball, which means you don't have to shoot all of those out, which is really nice. Here's a trick, it's fake lava. Yeah, it's like, it's really convenient to be able to just play online. It's like, oh hey, rather than do you want to come around and play some Mario Kart 8, it's, hey, you want to play some Mario Kart 8? Yeah, sure, let me just dig out my Switch. Which I've buried for some reason. Buried with my booty. I do like that little tone that plays there. If you're a Metroid fan, you can tell what these unknown items actually are by the icon on these boxes here. Because the icons are just the icons of the items themselves. But if you're not a Metroid fan, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Sometimes you just can't shoot fast enough no matter how hard you mash. Oh, that was close. I wouldn't have done much damage, but you know, just having it looming over me was a little bit... Okay, so we'll move through here on our journey to face Kraid. Did I explode there? Yeah, it did. And here's the big guy himself. It's actually a retcon. In the original, Kraid was actually around the same size as Samus, but ever since Super he's been huge, which is an interesting change. Now it gets a little trickier. I hope I don't mess this up too much. Starting to get nervous now. Like, Kraid's not a difficult boss, but you know, every now and then you just mess up so colossally. And now we're out of missiles, so charge beam. This is one of the big reasons why we get the charge beam. Although, like, again, like the long beam optional, you can just shoot these things that Kraid, like Kraid's little claws, to get them, to get more missiles. Damn it. So we're not doing awfully, we're just taking a while. Everything's working against me. Oh, there we go, we got him. Goodbye, Kraid. We'll see you in Super Metroid. So yeah, the statues we saw earlier are actually representations of Kraid and another classic Metroid enemy, Ridley, who is probably well known now to non-Metroid fans now that he was finally introduced into Smash, which I really like. Okay, so the speed booster does exactly what it says on the tin. It makes us go faster. In Super Metroid, you activated it by holding the run button. Super Metroid had a run button. But in Fusion Zero Mission, just keep running. And that is a Shine Spark, and I could have done that so much better. Let's try it again. I wanna make that look really cool, if I can. Okay, so we'll try that. We'll try that again. There we go, I look way better. So the Shine Spark, I don't think it's ever required to beat the game, but it is required if you're going for 100%. You retain the properties of the speed booster, and you can move in several directions. You can't change direction once you start. It's uncomfortable. Oh, that was even worse. Well, at least we got an item. So that's nice. Yeah, the Shine Spark retains the qualities of the speed booster, so you can break through the speed blocks. You can't change direction once you start moves like crouch, jump, and hold a direction. You can't change direction once you start dashing off. There we go. It can be a little tricky to aim precisely, but it's always cool if you do manage to pull it off. Okay, so this is going to be a trick. Wait, I remember how to do this. There we go. And now if I just do it right, then that will be very helpful to me. There we go. Much better. Like those blocks that disappear when you stand on them, like the bane of every Metroid player's existence. So now we got the speed booster, we can move to new areas. I think this was an area we wanted. No, it wasn't. It was the room below. There we go. You can always do with more health. It's always nice. So now we'll head back up to Brinstar and see what the world has for us. I do like those little cutscenes. They exist just to give a little background on what's going on. Oh, Ridley's on his way. Okay, so we are heading back to North Air. As is pretty traditional with Metroid, a lot of backtracking. But again, because of the speed you move in this game, I don't think it's really a major issue. Like, you just move so fast between everything. It's great. Okay, so north was this way. It's a very common thing to just take a bit of damage while you're running through Metroid. Not as worrying as you might think to tap into an enemy and just keep going. And back down to north, there we go. And see where we can go with our new abilities. This way. Oh, that was half cool, and then it just wasn't. It's a shame, because running through this area here with the speed booster is one of my favourite things to do in this game. It's just a long, straight corridor. And it's just like shroom. Okay, we'll try that again. There we go, that's much better. And free missile. It's never really a bad idea to take a look around every now and then. No, I remember what I need to do here. It's usually the point of a Metroid game. Just take a look around, keep going, see what you got. And see what you can find. Okay, so we can't open that green door yet, so let's head back. So a very traditional thing to happen in a Metroid game is for you to get yourself into a situation that you can't escape from with your current abilities, and then find a new ability. Okay, we don't want to do that before we get the Varia suit. So now that we have the high jump, we can just jump right up here and get out. Using the single wall jump, you probably can get out of there. But the high jump just makes it so much easier, and not everybody will be capable of pulling off the single wall jump. Okay. You might have thought I went the wrong way there, but there are a bunch of areas where you do have to just go into a room, look at something, and then leave. Okay. So for now, what we just saw isn't going to mean much, so we're just going to head back. But that will, of course, be something we deal with later. I think this game is probably the best of the 2D games in the series for telling a story in the background. You could argue Super Metroid is better at that, but Super Metroid doesn't really tell a story for most of it. Let's get used to the arc of the high jump now that we have it. As we continue to move as fast as we can. And trying to mess up any jumps. That's the point, actually. With the high jump, we also got the spring ball. Sometimes known as the jump ball. I think spring ball sounds better. Okay, I think this is near where we want it to be. So yeah, just a game about exploration, try and find a new way forward. Is the way blocked? Try and figure it out. And we continue onward. This is a remake of the original Metroid for the NES. Remake and expansion. Although it doesn't change things up as much as Samus Returns did on 3DS, which I enjoyed. It was nice to see Metroid return to form. Although its biggest weakness was that it was a remake of Metroid 2. So I had to stick to the basic... what's the word? Basic outline. Okay, so we're very clearly trapped, which means we have to find the way forward. Get rid of those. There we go. Simple as that. And here we have a little bit of background explaining how to get rid of those things. So that's kind of neat. I wonder what we're going to get up here. Because I don't really remember the order you get items in this game, as many times as you've been through it. Various suit, yay! Not as drastic a change in appearance as later games. The shoulders don't really seem that much bigger. Because like in the later games, the shoulders get huge with the various suit. But for now, it's just a colour change. We're now orange rather than orange. We're a different shade of orange. Okay, so there's that. Can we get down there? No. Alright, this way then. Oh yeah, I remember now, there's a pathway over here. So there's that. Okay, there's a bunch of little bug things that I need around here somewhere. What am I missing? So I feel like I'm missing something that I shouldn't be. And it's going to be really simple when I find... There it is. I need to grab them from here. There we go. Yeah, no, I've done this game plenty of times. I know how to do this game. I'm so smart. We've got Kraid, not Kraid, Ridley yet. Both Kraid and Ridley do have areas named after them on this planet. Not entirely sure what the pronunciation is supposed to be. I've seen people call it Zebes. I've always called it Zebes. Okay, we went in here earlier. Yeah, planet Zebes, planet Zebes. That fictional planet in Metroid, really. Yeah, it's kind of like in the Final Fantasy series where, for a long time, you know, if you had friends who played Final Fantasy as well, you'd argue over the pronunciations of some of the names, like Bahamut. Is it Bahamut? Or Bahamut? Bahamut? Is it Ifrit? 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 Yeah, and then Final Fantasy X comes along and tells us it's Chocobo, not Chocobo. So, you know, that was fun. But yeah, no, Nintendo will probably come along and tell us how it's pronounced. Eventually. If they remember Metroid exists after Prime 4 comes out.